Hello, my loves, and welcome to day 2 of our meditation and manifestation challenge. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are popping on, say hello. And today we are going to dive into step 2 of our 5-step framework under the Soul Success Magnetic Method. This is the framework that I've been using on myself on a daily basis, on my clients, to really help shed the shit, shed the lies, shed those distractions, those limiting beliefs, and step into that version of you that can manifest with grace, with ease, and keep life simple. So, if you're watching, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Hi, Lorena. Hi, Mary Beth. Good morning, sunshine. I'm a few minutes late here because my dogs have been driving me crazy this morning. And right as I was about to press record, they started barking. They had to go outside. So, normally I'm very punctual when I say I'm going to go live. I am on time, and today it wasn't that way. And I feel like with everything that's going on, with Mercury in retrograde, with where the planets are. I think there's 5 planets in retrograde. Is that what Jamie said yesterday? There's a lot of energy that I think is beyond what we can explain or beyond what the eye can see. And so I just want to remind you that throughout this 5 days, to really give yourself grace, give yourself permission to make mistakes, give yourself permission to be confronted, give yourself permission to feel all of the feels that you've been pushing down for some time. That's really what this is all about. Unless we can really identify what's holding us back, we're going to keep repeating the same patterns and behaviors and attracting the same people into our life. So I just want to remind you to be compassionate, be loving, and take this on full force. We're going to have some fun. Okay. Hi, Christine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to do before we dive into day 2 is give you a little recap. I pulled a card for us this morning from my new card deck that I'm absolutely in love with. And so I have a really powerful message to share with you, a reminder. But before we do that, I just want to do a quick recap of yesterday. So whether or not you're watching for the first time or this is day 2, watch the whole video today. And then if you missed yesterday, you can go back in and revisit what we covered. Make sure to comment, because the more you participate, the more in turn you will receive. All right. So, yesterday was step 1 of our framework. And so we identified what are our desires? What do we want to feel? We did 2 different meditations. The first was breath work and really getting into the space to receive. And the second was embodying that version of us that has already manifested, that has already achieved our desires, and getting into that space where you're really good at accessing the joy in everything that you do. So at the end of the day, the irony is it doesn't matter whether or not you achieve your desires, because in your mind, you've already empowered yourself to feel joy no matter what. And that is what is going to attract and call forth what you want into your life. Okay, so that was yesterday. And then again, go back in. We did a lot of deep, deep, deep work. And right now, we're gearing towards the end of 2020. There has been a lot of contrast, there's been a lot of destruction, right? There's been a lot of um, old wounds that have really been like bubbling to the surface and magnified, right? So we've been feeling all of the things. Press 1 if you can relate to any of those feels. And the way that I like to look at it is, this is the destruction before the expansion. In order for us to birth and create what it is that we desire, there has to be a dismantling of old wounds, old beliefs, old values, maybe, old people in our life. There has to be a destruction process. And that is how I like to look at day 2, is dismantling the ego, dismantling the self-sabotage, dismantling those limiting beliefs that have been holding us hostage for years, some of us decades, and so that we can again step forth and call forth that version of us that has always been there. We've just buried her way deep down. Okay, so Mary Beth says 1. Lorena says 1. Christine says 1. Okay, beautiful. All right. So what I want you to do now is go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to do a quick grounding meditation as I pull this card for you. Close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. You can actually still meditate with your eyes open and be present. I think a lot of us, I know some of my clients are like, well, I'm not really into like sitting and breathing. That's why I have so much resistance with meditation. Meditation can be done anywhere. It can be done hiking. It can be done skiing. It can be done surfing. It can be done when you're cooking. So find, if sitting and breathing isn't your jam, find those activities that allow you to really be present and really tap in and go deep. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes, shift focus to the breath, palms faced up. Day 2. And notice what comes up for you the minute that you close your eyes. How are you feeling? What is your breath doing? No need to control, just observe. So we're switching from being the judge, as we are often throughout the day in our ego, to being the observer, like we're watching the play of our own show. And just like yesterday, as you breathe in, lengthen the spine all the way up through the crown chakra. And as you exhale, let go of any distractions, wounds, resistance that is getting in the way of you receiving what your soul is calling forth today. So the goddess that I pulled for us today, I hope I say this right, is Metis. She is the goddess of wisdom. How appropriate. The goddess Metis learned a painful lesson long ago and does not want you to go through the same experience. She chose to make herself small, dim her light force and inner light, and reduce her power to keep love. Who or what in your life is causing you to do the same? Do you dim your light out of fear of reprisal or becoming you, or because you have a sense that you are unworthy or unlovable, or perhaps too much or too smart? Our goddess offers an important alignment task. You must face the fear, the anxiety, and say a resounding no, even in the face of the greater story of cultural conditioning. Be brave and courageous, and ask how you can be a part of the solution. Playing small is an excuse to not be accountable for your own personal power and to not be effective in the world. You have an abundance of life force energy in you. So come out of the shadows and let yourself shine. Take the risk and bring your own wisdom into the world. We need you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. When you're ready, open the eyes. Wow. This is the card. This card could not be more appropriate. I swear I did not plan this. She was just the first one that popped out, and this is exactly what we're talking about today. I mean, I can believe it, but part of me, my ego is like, I can't believe this, because this is exactly what we're discussing, is shadow work and dismantling those limiting beliefs today. Okay, so if you haven't already, make sure that you grab your guidebook, which is sent in all of the emails that I sent to you. Go to day 2. Okay. So again, yesterday we identified what it is that we want to create. Today, we're going to look at those beliefs that are getting in the way of creation. So I want you to take a look at your list from yesterday. What do you desire? What do you desire? Is it a new meaningful relationship? Is it financial prosperity? Is it launching a new project? Is it manifesting a vacation and having the means to do that? And next to each item, you are going to describe your current thoughts, feelings, and beliefs around each desire. Okay, so later on in this week, we're going to talk about the importance of turning on your emotional thermometer and how you feel about everything is everything. Today, we're just scratching the surface. So, for example, if your goal is to, I always use this example because it seems to be a desire for a lot of my clients is a 10K month. My desire is to manifest my first $10,000 month. How do you feel about that? Is it out of your comfort zone, but in a way that excites you, that motivates you, that inspires you? Or is that number too big that you actually have a lot of fear and resistance and maybe even some anger because it hasn't manifested before? And that's the energy that you're funneling into your desire. Okay? So I would love to hear from you guys. What are some feelings, thoughts, feelings, beliefs that you have around your desires? Go ahead and write it in the comments. Some of you do have accountability partners, so if you have an accountability partner, tag that person. If you don't, just say, I need an accountability partner, or you can do this on your own. But go ahead and type in the comments, what are your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs around, and you can just pick one desire, or maybe you feel the same about all of your desires. But go ahead and comment, and this is really important. This is really important. Just because we desire something doesn't mean that we're going to attract it. Okay? How are you feeling? Waiting for comments. There might be a little bit of a delay here. So the work that we're doing today is getting deep into the subconscious. And this is something that a lot of people, I feel, want to avoid because they think it's like it doesn't matter, or it's too woo-woo, or I just want to focus on strategy and tactic and I want to get to business. I don't want to talk about all this deep shit, okay? I want to get to work. I get you, because that was me, if that's what you're thinking. But in order for us to get to the strategy and have a strategy that actually converts, say you want to launch a course and have it sell out. Say you want to launch a retreat and have it sell out. Say you want to manifest your next partner and have an abundance of love and meaningful relationships. Just because you're going out there and meeting people doesn't mean that you're embodying and attracting the people that you desire in your life, okay? So this is deep work. And the thing about the subconscious is it always follows us around everywhere. But we just never have this conversation with our ego, with our intuition, that we end up attracting things that we don't want. We end up pushing away what we desire. Okay, so Lorena says, super, is that fucking or freaking excited? Okay, awesome, so amazing. Christine says, want to step into my full self and fully be me. Fear of being pushed aside, too direct, too bossy, too much. How many of you can relate to feeling that way? And I apologize for my dogs in the background. They're driving me crazy. Kids are home, but still got bodies in the house driving me crazy. Mary Beth says, desire to let go of past relationship struggles. Okay, good. Also, you want too much, and that's too out there or different. Okay, so I'm curious, as you guys are typing this, are these beliefs that somebody told you one day? They said that you want too much. They said that you're too bossy. Are these things that you guys have been told? Or is this a translation of an experience that you had? Or maybe both. Hi, Jamie. These things happen to other people, not me. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I can totally relate to that. Okay, so how does it feel when you say that? It doesn't feel good, right? So often we are having this conversation inside of our head. Our ego is over here saying, these things happen to other people, not me. I'm gonna have a puppet show here. Because this is the best visual. And Jamie, I need a turtle or something that you have. Maybe I'll have to find one of my girls' toys and have a puppet, because this is so powerful. See, we have ego over here that's talking and saying, these things happen to other people. What you want is too much. That's way too out there. It's too different. And then we have our intuition saying, this feels good. This is alignment. This is who you've always been. Why are you pushing me down? Let me out. Okay, so we're having these, it's like the angel and the devil, right? I encourage you to give your voice a name. I have Nan the naysayer, and I have High Vibe Hattie, who is my inner guru. And I have a conversation with both every single day. And the reality is, with those self-limiting beliefs, they don't ever go away. Hate to break it to you, but they don't. They're always, Nan is always going to be there. And she's always, even before I went live, are you sure you're ready, Megan? Are you sure you know what you're talking about? Like, I've been doing this work for over a decade, and I still have Nan on my shoulder that's like, imposter syndrome, right? And then I have Hattie, who's like, you are a master at your craft. People need to hear you. Okay, so it happens to all of us. It's just identifying that conversation so that we can understand what's not the truth, what's the lie, and what's the truth. And the truth is coming from our own inner guru. The truth is, we are all capable of manifesting what we want, and those limiting beliefs are bullshit. Okay, it feels icky and uncomfortable. Yes, I can relate. I like that, Nan the naysayer. Lorena, what is your ego's name? Let's name that baby. All right, any questions before we move on? Okay, so now that we've identified the lie, we're gonna go deep. And I want to remind you that this work doesn't just happen with the snap of our fingers. It takes time. It takes time. Okay, so these 5 days are really just scratching the surface. And if you'd like to sign up for a one-on-one call with me, I'm happy to go through this with you one-on-one and really dive deep. But I just want to remind you that we're just beginning this conversation. So I don't love the word patient, but I think in this context, I'm going to tell you, be patient with yourself. Okay, so you're going to identify what happened to make you feel that way. Is there a story that you've told yourself that's getting in the way of that creation? Okay, so if your story is something like, I've attempted this before and failed, so I'm afraid it won't happen again, go back in time. When was the first moment you ever felt that way? Was it, in the third grade? Was it when you were 5, when you wanted to play football with the boys, but your teacher said you're a girl, you can't do it, so your ideas are too out there? Did you want to become class president, but because you were a girl, somebody said, oh, only boys can be class president? Like, was there something really fucked up that happened? And you translated it into a story that is taking control of your everyday life subconsciously without you even knowing it. That's deep. And again, be patient. Be patient. So I would love to hear if you guys have stories that are coming up. You can either post it in the comments, or if you want to keep it more private, you can always DM me or send me a private email. And then again, of course, in the one-on-one session, this is what we can uncover together. Okay, so Lorena says, I like that. And okay, how about, nah, you can't? Yeah. So where did that conversation of, nah, you can't, where did that come from? When was the first time in your life that you ever felt that you couldn't do something? All right, it's going to take some time. Or if you've done this work before, maybe you've already identified this. I've been doing this work for a long time, and I know that a lot of my self sabotage comes from the third grade, from a teacher who told me that my ideas were stupid. I had big dreams. I wanted to start a school newspaper. I brought my sister's diploma to school, and I was one of those kids that had different ideas. And after I was told that my ideas were stupid, I thought different was bad. Before that, I thought different was good. And then I said, oh, I'm different, I'm bad, so I should stop speaking up. I should stop using my voice. And that was a lie that I told myself for 2 decades. I stopped speaking up for 2 decades. I still have a lot of throat chakra clearing that needs to happen. I used to get strep throat twice a year. That was me closing off my voice. That was me identifying one of the first times that I ever felt like I was limited, like I was stupid, like I was undeserving. Lorena, my ex-husband, then boyfriend. Yeah, unfortunately, that is a common theme that we hear a lot. I'm sending you so much love, Lorena. Christine, for me, the story of what a good girl acts like is like it's always been there. My earliest memories at 4 and 5 were already responding as that person I was told to be. Oh, okay, Christine, we're gonna dismantle that. Um, I just want to acknowledge you guys for being brave and being courageous to share what's coming up for you, because I know this is really deep work and it can trigger some things. And I know a lot of us don't, it's easy to not want to talk about it. It's very uncomfortable to talk about this kind of work, about the shadow work, about our limitations. And I just want to acknowledge you and thank you for showing up in this way. Okay, next step. What is the truth regarding each statement? Is this a fact or an interpretation? Okay, so if your limiting belief is, I've attempted and failed at this before, therefore it will fail again, the truth is actually, I've attempted and failed before, but I learned so many lessons that will help me succeed this time. Okay, so I'd like for you to identify the truth behind each statement. What is your truth? If it doesn't feel good, it's not your truth. It's not your truth. No matter how many times you told yourself or somebody else has told you that, if it does not feel good, it is not your truth. And we are going to begin the process of letting it go today. Today. Because you're too fucking tired to believe those lies that you've been telling yourself that have been holding you back. Today. You got too many big things to do. We can tell Nan to take the back seat because High Vibe Hattie and I have got the steering wheel now and we've got big things to create. Okay, so you can tell your ego, love you, thank you for trying to protect me, but you're going to go back there. Hattie and I have our desires and we're going to co-create. Thank you for always being there. But Hattie and I have the power. Okay, I feel like I'm talking to my 3rd grade self right now and I need my puppet. But sometimes we really have to talk to our childlike self, our inner child wounds, because that's what needs to get nurtured. Is we've been grabbing our 3rd grade child self by the hair and dragging her along with us for decades. And she hasn't been ready to go with you because you've told her she's not good enough. You get to treat her like your best friend because she is you. Okay? What's coming up for you guys? Yay, nay? You guys sniffing when I'm scratching? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go into our meditation. I want you to put your paper aside, close your eyes, palms faced up, and we're going to do some breath work to really clear the shit that's holding you back. Yes, Jamie. Yes, Lorena. Okay, let's go, sisters. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Filling up the trunk, the front, the back, the right, the left. And then open your mouth, exhale. And then close your mouth, relax the jaw. Swallow. I'd like you to imagine my dog shutting up. I'm so sorry. That dog that's barking, this is so perfect. That little shitty dog, my Shih Tzu dog, who I love so much, that's the noise. That is that version of you that's getting in the way of you tapping into your guru. Your knowing, your desires. That's that wounded little girl. And all of the lies she's been told. That's my dog barking. This is so perfect. As you exhale, I want you to let go every single lie. Breathe it out. Let it go. Each time you breathe in, I want you to call forth that future version of yourself that is already manifested. Every desire, every dream, every wish that you have on your list. Breathe her in. Each time you exhale, let that old version of you go. Every lie is released. Next time you breathe in, you're going to do 2 inhales, hold it at the top, and then 2 exhales, hold it at the bottom. So it's going to look like this. Hold, hold. And keep imagining that same visualization of you calling forth your manifested self and exhaling that old version of you. 2 inhales, hold at the top, 2 exhales, hold at the bottom. Last cycle of breath. Go ahead and come back to your regular breath. Embodying that version of you that's always been there. Remembering who you've always been. When you're ready, open the eyes. Okay. Trying hard not to fall over because I'm standing today, which is very different for me. Excuse me. What's coming up for you guys? In the comments, type the first word that comes to mind after that meditation. And you can even answer some of these questions that I have. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more expansive? Do you see how heavy the weight of your dark shadows have felt within the physical body? Do you see how simple things can be once you can let go of the shit? Do you feel the love? Do you feel the void that's been there for a while and you're ready to fill it up? Christine, love it. Hi, Dana. Good to see you here. I feel empowered. Yes, Jamie. Release. Stronger. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay. Feeling the love. That's what it's all about. Really getting connected to the heart. Another tool that I have for you guys today is anytime you start to hear yourself say those things to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend, that's Nan talking, right? Ego. I want you to put your hands on your heart and pause. You can meditate, you can take breaths, but if you don't have that much time, if you're out in public, you can literally just put your hands on your heart and pause for a moment. That's you acknowledging that that shit is a lie, and owning that it's time to love yourself. Okay, uncomfortable, hard to say present. Yes, see how heavy it is. Bridge to that wonderful being of light is hard to see. Yes, and Christine, I just want to thank you for saying that, because I think for a lot of us, if we're doing this work for, the first time, or even if we've been doing it for a while, we've just had a heavy year like this year has been, there have been decades and maybe even lifetimes of heaviness, of intergenerational trauma, of just wounds that we've been burying so deep because it's uncomfortable to address it. So, feeling heavy and it being hard to stay present, I totally understand that. And I just am sending you so much love and support, and in our work together, give yourself compassion that this is a process. You're not going to have the answers on day one. Nobody does. It's part of being human. It's part of having an ego, is this shit comes up all the time, even if we do this every day. But we can continue with these tools to heal. Okay. All right. So I will see y'all tomorrow. And I just want to post a link here because I know some of you were asking if you could hop on a call with me. I am offering a one-on-one session just for these 5 days and just for the challengers. So you can take advantage of that one-on-one session by registering there. We can schedule a time together if you feel that you need more one-on-one support and really going deep. Because again, this work is just scratching the surface. I would love to be that container for you. Thank you. It's been a long journey, and I'm so glad to be here in this moment with all of you. I'm so glad to be here with you too, Christine. Okay, so I will be here tomorrow for day 3. If you missed yesterday, again, go and watch the replay. It's step 1 and step 2 are so interrelated. All the steps are related. Sometimes we'll go step 1, 2, and 3, and then need to go back to step 1. Sometimes you'll be stuck in step 3 and 4 for a while. So remember to give yourself compassion, because this is a process. This is really deep work, and we just have such a beautiful sacred container together. So I really want to hold for you and your desires, and I want you to know that everything you want is right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. We just get to feel really good about it and call forth what we want in our life. Okay? I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Dana. So fun to have you here. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, anybody else who's watching that I missed. Make sure to tag your accountability partners. If you have questions, feel free to ask in the chat box or DM me, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah! There's my inner child barking right now. Love you guys.